The woman you're about to see, police say, killed 3 people, including 2 Pennsylvania state troopers. Go ahead and run the footage in that crash on 95 in South Philadelphia. 21 years old, just 21 years old, Jayana Webb. She is now charged in the crash that killed 2 Pennsylvania state troopers, Martin Mack and Brendan Siska, along with a 28-year-old man by the name of Reyes Olivares from Allentown. This was early, very early Monday morning, just after midnight. She was escorted out of the Troop K yesterday, as you see here. Police say that she did have a blood alcohol level twice the legal limit when they finally did the DUI test after the huge crash. Attorney and former police officer Shaka Johnson joins us now. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Why don't we just put up the charges on the screen right away? Because there's so many, we have to do two different pages here. But the one that stands out, of course, is third-degree murder. Why is that?
Mike, interestingly enough, I think there was a delay in the charging because I think the charging unit of the district attorney's office was trying to find a way to ethically justify charging this young girl with first-degree murder. And I think there was some discussion there, vacillating back and forth, and they opted for third. You don't often see third-degree murder in a case where there's a more appropriate charge right underneath, which is homicide by vehicle while DUI.
That's normally where it stops. That's normally the top charge, but this has gone to third degree.
Yes,
you think maybe they were looking for first.
That is normally the charge, the top-tier charge, the principal charge in a case like this. It fits it perfectly. Homicide by vehicle while DUI. What more appropriate offense? Under the circumstances.
Yeah.
And then there was a 2-day delay where the charging unit, and I know the higher-ups in the DA's office were talking about what to charge, as if they were confused. They weren't confused. They were thinking about whether to ethically charge this Miss Webb with first-degree murder.
I'll be darned. So when it finally gets to court, if it does, she could say, I guess, her attorney, it was not intentional. It wasn't premeditated. Is that something they actually could say?
Well, no. And you said something very poignant, which is if it gets to court, right?
Right.
Because there are some things here that are going to be very difficult to dispute. Even for the most silver-tongued attorney, it's going to be very difficult to dispute. You have, essentially, Mike, she could receive life by the numbers. You understand?
I think so.
Her sentence could be so hefty that this young lady could never see the light of day again.
Think about that decision, all the decisions you make in your life, especially as a young person, drunk, and decides to get in that car.
Right. And you killed 3 people. I mean, there is no coming back from that. No. There's no amount of forgiveness that you can really ask a court for. There's no amount of leniency that you can ask a court for. And let's be clear, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. 2 of them were law enforcement, right? And
well, yes. Is that factored in what you do for a living?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
And that would be being academically and dishonest if I said otherwise. Yes. No one really speaks on it, I suppose, or they don't list it as a box to check.
Right.
But I'm telling you, as a practitioner in the courtrooms, yes, what you do or maybe what you don't do is definitely a factor that's considered.
Because another person is dead.
That's correct.
28 years old. Who knows why he was out? Maybe we'll never know why he was out walking on 95. Reyes Olivares of Allentown. And
I can tell you that the justice, quote-unquote justice, that is administered to Miss Webb will be a little bit different if it had just been Mr. Olivares as opposed to 2 troopers with Mr. Olivares.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. People, what do you make of the fact that, and this is such an odd case, that even the TV shows like TMZ are covering it because of the unusual circumstance of these 2 troopers stopped Jayana Webb about 2 miles up the road on 95. I guess there would be a radio call why they were pulling her over?
So, yes, they would have called in to notify dispatch they were pulling a vehicle over.
For reckless driving?
Or whatever the infraction may have been, right? Swerving, whatever it would have been.
We'll find that out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now people are saying, well, if she was drunk and they knew she was drunk, why would they leave her to go to this man walking on the road?
Well, sure.
Who knows where in the stop they were?
Before they were called away.
There might have been 10 seconds into the stop.
Correct.
They had not done a DUI test on her
That's
at that
correct.
point.
The finding of driving while intoxicated, driving under the influence, is a process. It's a fluid process. So you don't stop someone and within seconds you can assess their incapable of driving. You got to talk. You got to give field sobriety tests. You got to, sort of administer a Q&A to discern whether they can answer your questions.
And we don't know where they were in that process.
That's correct.
It could have been 10 seconds after they stopped. Did they get a call?
That's correct.
That seemed to be more important. Man walking down I-95.
That seemingly that's more dangerous than the car I have stopped where I haven't yet made my assessment.
And yet, this is why it's being covered nationally. She is the one who then leaves the place where she was stopped,
yes,
and kills the very officers who stopped her.
Yeah, that I think intensifies the tragedy, because when we all say this could have been avoided, I don't think it gets any closer than this.
Well,
could have been avoided.
If she decides not to, how about get an Uber? Decides not to leave that bar or the party wherever she was.
Sure.
A minute earlier or a minute later.
Well,
all these.
Well, Mike, what you're saying is that's part of the sensational nature of this case.
The confluence of all these things happening. A man walking down here,
and the troopers having stopped you momentarily. This almost didn't happen. It almost didn't happen, and then of course it did.
There's just nothing good comes from over-consuming alcohol.
Ever.
And here's the thing. There is a social media post that she made that night while she's drinking.
I did see that.
We've decided not to run it yet because there's other people in the video. But they're partying, and they got the solo cups, and they're all doing looks like shots. That would be used if it ever gets to court, right?
Of course. That is how she got to this intoxicated state, presumably. Presuming it wasn't water in those red cups, that is how she got to twice the legal limit intoxicated state. And then twice the legal limit. I mean,
I know.
We're talking about borderline alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. And when you're that drunk, you're making very bad decisions. Because she could have stayed on the side of the road after she got stopped, but no, she decides to get in and speeds. And hits the left-hand shoulder. Didn't go around on the right. And kills all three of them. Imagine instantly.
I would think so.
Because they got launched on the other side of the...
I would think so.
Oh, boy.
Real tragedy.
Yeah. All right, Shaka. Thank you. Oh, by the way, the two troopers' families have set up GoFundMe pages.
Good.
And, Malcolm, have we refreshed this? Because it's been sitting at the same level here. One family says they can need about $75,000 for funeral expenses, and the other family wants about $100,000 for funeral expenses. I know it's not easy to write them down quickly, so we have them on our website, fox29.com, if you want to donate to the two troopers' families.